let's get situated here. We in frame? We are. Okay. Hello, Nokiiyo. Back. Let's see. You saw the title. You see the shirt. You know what we're talking about. Dragon Ball Superhero. I'm just gonna come out and say it. Just straight off. Just first thing. I feel like Dragon Ball Superhero is better than Dragon Ball Super Broly. And honestly, I feel like it's the best Dragon Ball film that we've had till this date so far. It's the best Dragon movie made so far. Now, I know people that just heard me say, oh, what? This guy thinks Dragon Ball Superhero is better than DBS Broly? What the hell are you talking about? Look, man. I'm just gonna, look, let's just get into it, okay? So, Dragon Ball Super Broly, it was really good, but if we're being honest, it really was just the same DBZ, the previous DBZ Broly movie, just retold. You know, we just changed the origin and stuff with Broly and how, the connection that he has to Vegeta and Goku and stuff. And that was really it. And then threw Gogeta in there. That was really it, honestly. At least for my opinion, that's how I feel. I feel like it was just Broly, the previous Broly movie, but retold, new story, better connection, better writing and pacing and stuff like that. And that was it, you know? Great fights and all that stuff. But as far as movie-wise, nah, man. Like, if you haven't seen Dragon Ball Superhero, spoilers ahead, I'm just gonna put that here right now. Spoilers from this point on. So, do with that what you will. But yeah, Dragon Ball Superhero, man. Let's see. It was slice of life, shonen, and what's the other one I'm looking for? I don't know. I don't know what the other one I'm looking for was. I don't know where I was going with that. I just know that, Dragon Ball Superhero was more of an actual movie versus just watching characters we like fight, if that makes sense, you know? And when I say slice of life, it literally opens with Pan training with Piccolo and she's laughing and being super cute, and I really didn't know how much I needed to see Pan on the big screen and just in general, but I did, and I need her back in the anime when it starts, or I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. But yeah, you know, we freaking start off with Pan and Piccolo training, which is just so beautiful. And then we go freaking watch Piccolo go to Gohan's house to check stuff out and come back. And, you know, it was just really good writing with, you know, really good writing for Dragon Ball. Let's be more specific. Really good writing for Dragon Ball, okay? Now look, my thing with Dragon Ball Superhero, which is one of the main reasons why I feel like, why I have the opinions I have, is because it took the light off of Goku and Vegeta and gave it to the other characters, more specifically Piccolo and Gohan. Now, the advertising for this movie really had me thinking, well, the advertising that I saw, honestly, we all know that the advertising for this movie wasn't great, but the advertising I saw for this movie made it seem like it was really Gohan leading the film with Piccolo as, you know, the secondary. But actually, it was Piccolo leading the movie with Gohan as the secondary. And I did not know how much I needed that to happen. And also, how much I was going to love that. Now, don't get me wrong. Piccolo is my favorite character, man. You know, top 5 for sure. He's not my favorite character specifically. It goes Vegeta, then Gohan, and, you know, get into that later. But, I didn't know how much I needed to see Piccolo for an hour and some change when watching a movie. You know, we got a lot of good stuff with him, not only just him training, we got cool stuff with him on the phone and cool little moments, and you see him holding the phone on FaceTime and he's holding it like this, and you know, just a lot of cool stuff and just a lot of just Piccolo doing shit. And I didn't know how much I needed and would enjoy just watching Piccolo do shit, just watching him train, watching him infiltrate the Red Ribbon Army and be undercover and make little jokes and stuff to keep his cover, and go to Gohan's house and threaten him lightly, and just all this good stuff, man. And yeah, and then even just like little things that Dragon Ball Superhero did. I feel like the people that were doing the writing for that were really big Piccolo fans, especially when you get towards the end and you see the things of him going giant to fight the main villain. It's like, damn, I totally forgot Piccolo can make himself gigantic like that. And it's like, wow, why didn't we see that in the Tournament of Power? Or it's like, why didn't we see that a tad bit more when fighting? And now, yes, he did say, oh, what's called, it's just a bluff, it doesn't increase my power. But it's like, no, if you're already strong as hell and you get big as hell, your punch isn't gonna do the same that it would when you were small. So it's like, okay. But yeah, no, I just really liked it. I really did like the whole thing with the transformations. Personally, for me, I feel like Gohan's transformation, I don't know how I feel about it. It looks cool, but also just the hair being the way it is, it's a little But I do feel like they could have let us see him be in the transformation and do a little more, because once he transforms, it has a little Easter egg where it goes the red line behind him, and kind of how he transformed when he turned Super Saiyan 2 the first time, so that was really cool. But after he transformed, we didn't really get much of him in the transformation. He tanked the hit from Giant Cell, and then I think did a few hits, and then stuff happened with Piccolo, and then he's charging up the final attack, right? But for me, I feel like they should have gave us just a tad bit more of Gohan and his transformation. But again, he was more of a secondary character in my opinion, so I see why we got to see Piccolo in his new form and have a lot of action with that, which I really do hope when it comes to the anime coming back that we actually see Piccolo utilize their transformation a lot more. I really don't know what we would need, what kind of story we would have where we need to see Piccolo using that again, because of where it's going in the manga. I'm not too sure where Dragon Ball Superhero falls within that. So if you know, please give me some insight in the comments below. But yeah, I was really happy to get a lot of stuff with Piccolo in his new form, and then just also him getting that new form. I feel like it was one of the most logical transformations we got in Dragon Ball. It wasn't just something that was kind of an ass pull or like, plot transformation, right? Yes, I guess it kind of is plot transformation because, he didn't really do that much to get it. But at the same time, not really, because, the way he gets the transformation is basically having Shenron unlock the potential that he never got unlocked. So if you remember in the movie, it says it when Gohan and Krillin got their potential unlocked by the Elder Guru on Namek, that's the same thing that Shenron did for Piccolo. And so it was really cool. Like, man, I totally forgot that when that happened on Namek during that time, Piccolo actually declined to have that done to him. So it's pretty cool to see the result that he got from, finally getting that potential unlocked. And so I just really hope that, we don't have that go to waste when the anime comes back and things like that. But yeah, I really enjoyed the movie. I know these thoughts are kind of all over the place, but this is just me kind of ranting about the movie and just really talking about how much I enjoyed it, and how much fun I had with it. My last little things are what I feel like would have been really cool in the movie. The two androids in that movie, Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, they really did a good job of making you actually care about those characters. At first I was like, okay, these guys look weird, and I'm like, you're androids, but you use guns instead of actually doing little energy beams and stuff and all that. It's just like, okay, these guys are whatever. But then as the movie progresses, you're like, okay, these guys are kind of cool, and they're actually kind of, funny, have their own personalities and stuff and everything like that. I actually kind of come to like the characters towards the end. One thing that I wish they would have done with those characters was give them just a little more individuality. Like for 1 and 2, Obviously, one's a lot more laid back and easygoing than the other one, and then the other one is more stoic and, you know, serious. And so for me, I was like, okay, that's an easy, you know, way to individualize the characters. But I just feel like they could have gave us a little more just with their attacks and, you know, how they do things, you know. But that's it for them. For Cell, being Cell Max and just being a giant brainless rampage monster, there's really nothing, you know, to really say about how good that was or anything, because, you know, it's typical anime stuff. If you've seen anime, if you've seen any anime where there's fighting, you've definitely seen some instance where four or five characters fight a giant monster, you know. So that's so for me that was cool, but honestly I really wish they would have done, you know, a little more with Cell, and that might just be me being voice crack, oh my goodness, that might just be me being biased and being a Cell fan. But you know, I just feel like if we're gonna bring, you know, we brought Frieza back and all this stuff, and you know, if we're gonna use Cell, I feel like you guys, that Dragon Ball Super could have used him a lot more instead of just making him a giant brainless monster. And it's like, I get it, Goku and Vegeta weren't there and stuff, but it's also like, you're using Gohan. The whole thing with Piccolo is getting Gohan to get back into, you know, being a fighter and stuff and all that. And I feel like with Cell, they could have did a little more with that. I know in the movie, you know, the Dr. Gero's grandson, Dr. Hedo, talks about how Cell Max, the giant version of Cell, is gonna be brainless and monstrous because he's not ready right now. Now, obviously, he gets activated early, like Dr. Gero's grandson said he didn't want to happen, goes on a rampage and everything. But one cool thing I wish they would have did for that version of Cell with him being a giant monster and stuff is towards the end, since Gamma 1 and Gamma 2 are androids, brand new kind of androids that Dr. Gero's grandson made, I feel like it would have been really cool for that giant Cell being monstrous and not being aware of what he's doing to accidentally absorb Gamma 1 and Gamma 2, and then since he absorbs them, gains, you know, knowledge and consciousness and kind of gets to a Cell that we're used to. Obviously wouldn't be the same and everything, and know who Gohan and these guys are and everything, but it just would be a cool little thing. And then it's like, oh snap, you know, maybe he could shrink down a tiny bit and still be super ripped and whatever and monstrous looking. But you know, I feel like that would have been a really cool cool thing to add to the movie, and then also make the fight a little better. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on it. I really did enjoy seeing Goten and Trunks, you know, older. They kind of play a joke on you by, you know, showing us them, and then when the fight starts saying, hey, let's fuse, and then they fuse into fat Gotenks. And so yeah, but overall I really enjoyed the movie. It's a fun watch. I feel like a lot of the negatives about the movie that people have are because they set their expectations really high with it, and so, you know, thinking, oh, we're gonna see this, oh, we're gonna see that, and it's like, nah man, it's not really good. So I feel like if you do go see it, just freaking go to have a good time and see some Dragon Ball, since we haven't had any Dragon Ball for a while now. So that was my thing going into it, just really going to enjoy it and see, you know, my favorite character, you know, get some shine, right? So I feel like that's the best way to do it and approach it. And then also freaking, you get to see Pan, bro. Like, if you're a GT fan, like, you know how much we've been wanting to see Pan. You know, she's been a baby for a while now. So, you feel me? You get to see Pan, and she is freaking the best part of the movie, and I can't stress that enough. So, yeah, I'm Nokiiyo. I'm out of here. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will catch you in the next one. I streamed a while ago. I'm finally gonna start streaming. I'm thinking, you know, doing a little thing called Tales Tuesdays, because I just bought Tales of Arise, so I wanna stream some of that. And yeah, so I'll catch you in the next one, and I'm out of here. I hope you enjoy that. Bye. I said that twice. I don't know. Bye. See ya later.